Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. So I think my computer is lagging a little bit, but it's because I have a bunch of tabs open, and I'm going to walk through. There's about 15 batter props that I want to go through. So we'll get through them. I'll show you exactly what I'm looking for. All of these batter props are going to be for one hit. So basically, what this is that it's going to be batters that are supposed to get two hits, and then we buy them back to one for them to get one hit, and then we parlay them together. So that's the way that I'm looking at this. This is the way that I've been hitting, especially before the All-Star break. These are still decent. So let me get right into it. I have to look up this way, so just bear with me. Let me just get into it. I'm also going to go through the no-run first innings, and there's one play that I'm going to give you guys for sure. So again, I'm going to go through these players right here. Let me actually go to this screen. No, it's not going to work. Give me a second. So I'm going to go through these players, and sorry, guys, this thing is not going to work like this. I was trying to do something because it's on new tabs, but let me just cancel out of this. Sorry about that, guys. Bear with me. I'm going to give you guys a ton of value. So let me actually just move myself from the camera here. Give me a second. That'll work. Oh, God. Sorry about that. I promise I'll make it worth your while for being here. I should have set this up. I thought it was going to look cleaner than this. So let me just get back to this. All right. So the first player, again, where I'm going to go through is 15 different batters, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I look for. And these are supposed to be one hits. Again, these guys are projected to get two hits. And I do the research, and then basically I'm going to tell you exactly how I look at it. All right, so let's get right into it. Ernie Clement to get one hit. You can see he's got a 90% hit rate. So the first thing I look at is basically just the insights, and it tells you he's gotten at least 10 hits in the last 11 games. And then from there, I look also to see how many hits, how many times he goes up to bat. So right there, he goes up to bat at least 4 times per game. And then this is the big one too, is the key matchup stats. So he has already faced this pitcher 3 times, and he's gotten 2 hits. So that's an average of 6.67. Give me 1 second, guys, because I'm giving some free tickets to this White Sox game today, and the guy is calling me. So let me just text him that I'll call him back. So give me a second. All right. So anyway, Clemens, you can already see he's starting to look very good right here. 9 out of 10 games. Some of those games he's gotten 3 hits, 2 hits. Overall, he tends to get 1 hit, comes up to bat 4 times. On average, he's getting a 6.67 against this guy, so that's a very high hit rate overall. And then the last thing I want to look at, 2 things I want to look at is I look at the opposing pitcher over here. And the opposing pitcher says it's a 3.47 average just in general. So that's actually a very good average ERA, which is a little bit questionable. That's the reason I tend to look right here. If there was no stats here for the splits, they call it, so meaning this batter versus this pitcher, if there was no stats right here, I would have avoided this play, because on this side over here, the starting pitcher, he's got a 3.47 average. So again, I would have skipped this already. Last thing I want to look at here is the heat map. Okay, I don't analyze this myself. I literally have a robot that goes out and takes a screenshot of this, and then I run an analysis based on how good this pitcher is, or not how good he is, but where he throws versus where this guy hits. And that's how it's basically AI that goes out, and then it knows exactly what to look for. And it says this guy is pitching right here, and this guy's batting right here. And then if those match, or meaning that the batter gets more hits in that area, then it says yes, it's a good sign. If I have time, I'll go through it so you can see it. But basically, I take a screenshot and then I run AI through it, and it tells me, yes, this batter should be getting a hit. So in this case, that's the last step. I do like this batter to get 1 hit. Okay. Now these are pretty heavy odds because again, they're projected to get 2 hits. So now let's go to Alec Bregman again. First thing I look at is this 4.47 over here. You always want to make sure you pick which team is going against him. So St. Louis 4.44 ERA, 90% hit rate. You can see how many games he's gotten even 2 hits over here, and then he comes up to bat a lot, between 4 and 5. Average 5 times, sometimes even 6 times. And then we're going to look at the overall insights, and it says he's gotten 14 straight games with at least 1 hit, which doesn't seem correct because there's 1 missing right here, unless he didn't play. But anyway, let's keep going. 4 to 5 times at bats, and then 14 straight games. Oh, that's what it is. On the road. Okay, so 14. Whenever they've been on the road, he's gotten 14 straight games with a hit. Over here, 3.33. So meaning 3 times he's faced them, 1 time he's gotten a hit. Overall picture, everything is looking good. Now, one other thing that stands out immediately is that this guy tends to throw on this bottom right corner, and this guy tends to hit 3.68 average. So right away, I can see that this is probably going to be a good one. But again, I have AI analyze all of this, and it's a whole little program that I built to analyze the heat map. Okay. Now, if you want access to all these picks that I have, I already put out 7 picks this morning, and anything that comes up from these plays that I'm looking at right here, I'm going to put in there as well. So 1 week for 1 week, 50% off. You get all the picks for everything. And that's going to be in the link in the description. Is going to say Beast Week is the code for 1 week, 50% off. All right. Xavier Edwards, he's got 80% hit rate on the last 2 games. I like to see this where 3 hits, 2 hits overall. Comes up to bat between 4 and 5 times. There's 1 game he didn't come up to bat, and that's the one he missed. I don't know if he must have got injured or something happened there. He only came up to bat 3 times, or the pitcher was too good. Whatever the reason was, he missed that game with no hits. Now we're going to go with the Mets against him. Actually, yeah, the Mets are against him. So earned runs 3.2. That's not good. So I'm already seeing some negatives here, but this thing overrides it. He's faced this guy 5 times. He's gotten 3 hits. So this is actually looking very good. And then the last thing I want to look at is this heat map. Again, just taking a quick glance at this, he's in this upper left corner. He's a left hitter. So on his upper left corner, he throws a lot, and this guy tends to hit a lot in that area. So all 3 so far have been looking decent. Like I said, the last thing I do from each of these is I run it through AI with the heat map, and it knows exactly what to look for. Now, I got a few more to go through here, so bear with me. I'm going to go a little bit faster. This guy is missing 3 games, so 70% hit rate. I don't like it. However, this is very important. Whenever Colorado is playing at home, both of those teams get inflated big time. So they get a lot more hits. They get a lot more on base. Everything gets inflated. All the numbers get inflated. Home runs, runs, bases, hits. Everything gets inflated in Colorado. So you have to take advantage of that. And so even if these numbers don't look that great, you have to take into consideration the inflation of being in Colorado because of the height, or they're up in the mountains. So anyway, let's go San Francisco 5.30. I'm not going to take this immediately. I already told you I don't like it because there's 3 gaps right here. 70% hit rate. I don't like to see that. So now we're going to go to Yandy Diaz over here. All right. So he's facing Los Angeles. Detmers, 4.57. He's got 80% hit rate. He's failed to exceed 2 hits. Again, these are all projected to get 2 hits. So he's actually failed to get 2 hits a lot. So overall, we don't care about that. We only need him to get 1 hit. He has 80% hit rate. He comes up to bat 4 to 5 times. Again, he's failed to exceed 2 hits, 3 batting, 300 average. I don't like this. Just overall, I'm not going to take this. I normally like to see a little more consistency right here. You can see, especially being so close to 2 games ago, he didn't get a hit. Yes, what was this? 2 days yesterday, he got 2 hits. Just in my opinion, what I like to see is more consistency towards the recent games, especially the last 2 to 3 games. And right here, because he's missing this gap, it's 80% hit rate, and you can see he only came up to bat 3 times. You might want to take a look at it. I'm not touching it. That's just my opinion. I don't like it. I do like the Rays today, so just take advantage of that. You can see that's exactly what I meant right here. William Contreras, even though he's hitting 80% hit rate, in the last 2 games, he has not gotten a hit. So I'm skipping this one. Now we got Jung Ho Lee. Look at this, 4 hits. Damn. So there's some regression coming there. 6 at bats, 5 at bats. Overall insights, he's gotten 5 straight games on the road. And then the overall picture, again, I'm going to take a screenshot of this, and I don't do this. It's once I'm done analyzing this and all the tabs that I leave open, then the AI goes out and captures the screenshots and does the analysis. I'm not going to be able to show you that or I might be able to actually. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Give me a second. So anyway, this guy looks decent today. I'm just going to do the analysis on the heat map. Fernando Tatis, then this dude hasn't showed up all year. He was actually decent 2 years ago, and then last year he didn't show up at all. And now this year he just showed up right now. He has not showed up all year. But damn, this is amazing numbers right here. 3, 2, 2, 3, 90% hit rate between 4 and 5 times. He's exceeded this 5 straight games. And then this is looking decent. Now, the only thing I want to look at is he's facing Washington, Griffin, 3.63. And then there is some analysis here. There's no analysis here. So that's up to you, however you want to do that. What I tend to do is if there's no splits right here, meaning the pitcher versus the batter, like he's already faced them and he's already gotten hits off of him. If there's no analysis like that, I usually tend to skip them. But because I see this graph right here, it looks amazing. The other thing too, just so you know, is that obviously these opposing teams know that this dude is getting this many hits. So they might tend to walk him, or they might tend to pitch around him, things like that. Okay, so they're not stupid. They know exactly what they're doing. So just be aware of that. And more than likely, they're going to be pitching around him, walking him, stuff like that. So right now it's still early in the season. It's not close to the play or what should I say, All-Star break. So once it starts getting closer to the All-Star break, that's when you have to really worry about what I just said. Right now, this dude should be decent. There is regression coming, but you guys want to check that out. All right, Casey Schmidt, 80% hit rate. He was decent a couple days ago. He missed this one between 4 and 5 times. He's coming up to bat. 10 out of 12 in the last 12. And then there is no splits. And then they are playing in Colorado. So this is perfect. This actually fits perfectly into that scenario where I said that all these numbers get inflated. So this dude should be decent. I'm just going to, like I said, take a screenshot of the heat map, and then we'll see what happens there. All right, let's keep going. Trey Johnston. So again, inflated numbers. You can see how flat this is. He's only getting 1 hit pretty much. And it seems like he's barely getting there. Even with 5 at-bats, he's gotten 1 hit. So it's already not looking good. The numbers are inflated. He has not seen this pitcher. I don't like this. Okay, I like to see more consistency. Jeremy Pena. What you'll start to notice is that the same batters keep coming up over and over and over. And the reason they do is because obviously they're getting hits. 80% hit rate over here. Let's see what's going on here. Milwaukee, 5.84 with Sproat. That's a very high ERA, which is good for us. He comes up 80% of the time. He's gotten hits 4 to 5 times at bat, no splits. 8 out of the last 10 at home, he's gotten a hit. And then you can see this big gap. There's like literally nothing here. He doesn't tend to either. They haven't thrown to him, or they don't have the data, or it's missing data. So this is very important to get this information. Plus, like I said, there's no splits between the pitcher and the batter in this one. I tend to just skip it. I don't force anything, so I'm just going to skip that one. Ivan Herrera going against the Cubs. Brown is one of the better pitchers in baseball. So I'm not liking this because, like I said, Brown is a decent pitcher for the Cubs. So just be wary with this. It's good to know. It's good to know like who the pitchers are and stuff like that. All right, Ivan Herrera, 4 to 5 times, 3 to 4. Let's see what else we got. So I'm going to skip this one just because he's facing a very strong pitcher, and there's no pitching analysis as far as like the splits between the batter and the pitcher. Okay, so Cody Bellinger. What's up, man? Good morning. Cody Bellinger, 1 hit. Let me see what else. 4 to 5 times. He's exceeded this 4 to 5 times on the road. No splits right here. One thing I will tell you is Athletics, whenever they play at home, they're playing in this little park. I don't know if that's going to be their home for good or what, but if you ever watch one of these games, the park is tiny. I don't know if they made it for AAA or whatever it is, but again, these numbers are inflated because I think the park is actually one of the smallest parks in baseball. So again, these numbers are inflated. On top of that, the Yankees are the #1 team to get on base. So this automatically puts this guy at a higher level for today. And I actually like the Yankees today too, so I'm going to take that one. Well, I'm going to run the heat map. All right, let's see what else. Josh Young, 4 to 5. So I'm going to go back and show you all the ones that I talked about already, so you guys can take a screenshot or save it, whatever you need to do. And I'll tell you, I'm not going to confirm it here unless I can run that heat map program that I told you. If I'm able to run it, then I'll confirm the plays. But either way, I'm going to show you the ones I kept open. Okay, 4, 5. This guy comes out to bat a lot. Look at this, 5 times overall. He does tend to get hit. This is kind of flat right here. There's no splits. I'm not taking this. This guy is missing 70% of the. Okay, so I'm not taking that one either. So let me just go through, take a screenshot. This is Ernie Clement. Alec Bregman from the Cubs. We got Xavier Edwards from the Marlins. Jung Ho Lee from the Giants. Fernando Tatis Jr. from the Padres. Casey Schmidt from the Giants. And then Cody Bellinger from the, the Yankees. All right, let me see. Hopefully this doesn't close out because then I'm going to be screwed. Let's see. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the screenshots, and while that's working, I'll see if I can share something else. Give me a second. So now it's going out and taking screenshots. So we'll let that work. We'll come back. Let's see. Yeah, all to get 1 hits. Yep. Let me change the screen over here. Give me a second. Let's see. It's not letting me change my screen. Let me do this. Give me a second. Let me minimize that. Go this way. All right. So for the games for today, I'm going to give you guys one play I really like. It's been showing up since last night as a good play. So what I like to do is I have this Sharp line monitor. If you guys don't have access to this, go to the link in the description. You can get 7 days for free, and you get the Discord for free. So this Sharp Edge tool I've been working on this since last season, and I've been adding onto it, and I just constantly add onto it. And now that this is my second season with baseball, as far as this tool, I just cleaned it up dramatically. Now is exactly what I look at every single day, and it gives me a lot of good plays. So we'll see here. Watch. This is the line move tool. I'm sorry, sharp line monitor. And what this does is it goes out since last night. It starts pulling the odds from the sports books, and it starts giving me the best odds and where the line is moving. Okay, so give me 1 second. Quiet. I'm on the thing. All right. Sorry, somebody just showed up. All right, so here we go. Rangers, you can see it started at opening 115, is currently 116. The Twins went from 128 to 123. So basically, I'm just looking at these two numbers right here, the opening line and the current line. So 122 to 120. Orioles, so I'm just going to kind of go through this. The first one that stands out a lot is this 145 to 155. And with this graph going down, what this means is that it's actually looking in their favor. It's not like the stock market, because the odds, as they're getting worse, that means they're getting better. The odds are more and more favorite. So the line movement is in the favor of the Rays. And this is opposite direction. It's going up. So they're giving you more money for less input. And what that's actually a negative. So it's reverse logic. I'm not going to try to explain that in this video. But if this is dropping, like 145 to 155, it's actually going in their favor. So I might change this to show red. Even though it's going up, it should be red. So I'll think about changing that. Anyway, Rays is looking good. What is that? The Braves, you can see the same thing. Now it's coming back up. So it was started at 136. It went all the way down to like 140, and now it's coming back up. So now it's at 136. So be careful with stuff like that. Normally what happens is that there's value there, and then it starts getting pushed, and then the other side, they start seeing something that we don't see, and then they start putting money, dumping money, and then the line starts coming backwards. So you got to be careful with that. And the good thing about this tool, the sharp line monitor, is that it's actually tracking every single step of that movement. Anyway, so let's keep going. The Yankees are looking very decent also. You can see it's kind of steady right there at 144. And that's about it. And then this is something called Polygorian. Basically, this gives you raw virgin numbers, meaning it doesn't even look at the sportsbook data at all. It just looks at the two teams and the two starting pitchers and the bullpen. And then it says, okay, these teams should win just based on raw data. So Atlanta is one of those teams, Yankees is one of those teams, and Dodgers is one of those teams. Obviously, like I said, you have to look at everything else, the injuries. This doesn't take into consideration the injuries, the line movement, and other things like that. So just be wary of that. I do like the Braves, and I'll walk through very quickly what the Braves are looking like. So the Braves right here projected 5.5 to a 4.5. The line, like I said, did move from a 130 to 139. The Reds are 25%. Whenever they start as underdogs, they tend to lose. Martin Perez is an amazing pitcher, 2.7 versus a 6.6 or 6.26. Bullpen is better. Batting is a little bit better, not crazy much, but for Cincinnati, Atlanta 14th versus 10th, and that's on-base percentages. Pitching is 3.74, so overall pitching is better. Atlanta's projected to win. This is an A-grade team versus a C-grade team. And then this is one of the really good ones. I'm not going to try to explain it in this video, but basically what it says is that the home team is going to be batting in the 9th, yes, and it's a high odds of -200. And what this means is that the sports books project that Cincinnati will be losing in the 9th inning. So that's why they're giving you those heavy odds, saying that Cincinnati has to bat in the 9th because they're going to be losing the game in the 9th inning. That doesn't mean they're going to be losing the game. They're going to lose the game, but it's a good chance. I just added this yesterday or the day before, and it's giving you this entire deep research breakdown. It's basically scraping the entire page that you're looking at, and it gives you like snapshots. So the pitching edge, the bullpen edge, and the final lean, it does say take Atlanta over here. So that's the play, guys. Atlanta money line is what I took earlier today. And let me go back to see this other screen, see what happened. Give me 1 second. I'm not going to go through this, guys, but there's also something called the sharp plays, and also something called, there's a lot of different tools in here, and I use every single one of them. So the sharp plays, it kind of gives you, you should be looking at Atlanta right there, confidence level 8.0. Toronto, you should be looking at. And again, you need to do your own research, but that's kind of what that is. Now, the one I've been using heavily, this one too, is the no run first innings. These are all the pitchers. This is all the offense versus all the defense for every single game. And this changes daily. Okay, so let me see what happened here with the screenshots, and then we'll go from there. All right, cool. So now you can see all the screenshots right here for the heat map. I'm actually going to run this, and then I'll show you which ones look good and which ones do not. Okay. So let me run this. Hopefully my damn computer doesn't crash because I got a lot of stuff running. All right, here we go. This is what it looks like. It's actually going out and it's looking at the screenshot, or I'm sorry, it's looking at that screenshot that I showed you about the batter versus the pitcher, and it's actually the heat map. So while that's working, I'll show you what that looks like. It's basically, for example, this guy, Jung-Ho Lee. Let's see. All right, I think I'm going to stop running new things because it's going to crash my damn computer. But it's literally looking at this batter versus this pitcher, and it's looking at every single one of these stats, and then it's giving us an analysis of if they should be getting a hit or not. So you can see right there. Basically, you can read all this if you want. I don't read all this. I just basically take a look. I basically take a look at this right here, the verdict, and it's saying yes. So C. Scott, right-handed pitcher, X. Xavier Edwards, left-handed batter, and it says the verdict is yes. And again, it reads all of that, and it's telling you which one is good, which one is not. So the first one is Xavier Edwards is saying yes. Feltner versus Lee, it says yes. Griffin versus Tatis Jr., it says yes. And all the other ones are still working. So that's about it, guys. That's what I'm looking at. I'll confirm with you the names of the batters, and then that'll be it, guys. All right. I do have a bunch of other plays that I threw out, the no run first innings. I did, I think, 3 plays straight up. And then I'm going to look at I did some under stolen bases, which have been hitting amazing. Even 3-leg parlays are hitting crazy. So I've been throwing those out. Yeah, what's up, Scott? What's up, XWTXMD and Thea Time? What's up, man? Appreciate you guys being here. I know it's early, man. I got some free tickets. I got offered free tickets for the White Sox. They're right behind home plate, but I can't make it. I already have family plans. So this guy's calling me. I'm just going to pass them on to him. So anyway, Tatis Jr. Then we got Clement right here. He says no. So Clement is a no. And then Schmidt is a no. Now, and then Bregman, okay? So just off the top of my head, I'm going to go back. So Bregman, no. Here, let me pull this down. Give me a second. So let's do this. So Bregman. All right. So what it's saying is Bregman is not going to be getting a hit off of this guy. And I guess I have no idea why. I can read all this if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I basically trust this enough. I've been doing this for a long time, and I trust it enough that it's reading it correctly. It's giving you the breakdowns. Now, the only other thing though is you might see something that I don't see, for example. But at this point in my career, I don't even question it. I just say, you know what, it says no, so I go no. So for example, right here, he faced them 3 times and he's gotten 1 hit. That's not enough data for me to flip the script and say, yes, this is better than this. Even though if you're just looking at this and it's all red versus all purple over here, especially that bottom right corner, you can say, hey, you know what? He's already gotten 1 hit off of him. Everything else matches. You don't even have to do this extra step. That's just what I do. But anyways, Bregman is a no. What's up, Mr. Rickster? Appreciate you, man. All right, so let me just kind of go here. Ernie, I'm going to go one by one, and I'll tell you the final ones, okay? So I'll do it this way. We got Edwards is saying yes. Here, let me do it this way. Give me a second. All right, we got Bregman is out. What else? Schmidt. Now the one I might switch is actually Schmidt because of the park. They're playing. Where the hell am I confused? Yeah, because they're playing in Colorado. That's the big difference. So everything looks good except for, you see, there's no splits, right? So there's no splits. It doesn't tell you how many times he's faced them versus how many times he's gotten hits. However, they're playing in Colorado. He's strong enough. And then one thing I don't like is that you can immediately see this right corner right here. He tends to throw 30% of his throws there, and this guy does not get hits. He's only gotten one hit in the 19. See what I mean? So we would have missed that. And that says right there, low and away, 29%. This guy gets 1 out of 19 on that bottom right corner. See, we would have missed that, and I would have bypassed it just because they're playing in Colorado. So that's the reason I run this heat map. That I'm going to close that out. All right, we got Clement over here. I already said it. No, Clement is low and away. Just wanted to drop a thank you, man. Amazing content and your commitment to the community. Yeah, for sure, bro. Been doing this for a long time, and the tools that I've built and the tools that I use have been making it a lot easier. Before, it used to take me like 4 hours just to even start looking at the plays. By the time I got to look at the plays, I was already exhausted. Now it's like I come in the morning and all the stuff is already built for me, and then I just look at the plays. So as you saw, those 15 batters were already filtered out. It got rid of, I don't know, hundreds of batters, and it just gave me like 15 and say, look at these 15. And out of these 15, I could have eliminated a lot of them even before that. So anyway, Ernie Clement, give me a second. I lost my train of thought here. Ernie Clement is a no. And unless there's splits, I'm not going to do it. Okay, so let's see. Unless there's splits, yeah. So the split is actually overpowering. He's faced them 3 times and he's gotten 2 hits. So that overpowers, for me, overpowers that analysis. On top of that, this guy tends to throw a lot on this corner and this corner, even on this corner. And he tends to hit all of those corners except this one here. So overall, he's already faced them 3 times. He's gotten 2 hits, and everything else matches. So I actually like this one. So I'll leave that one in there. That's the other one that was no. And this is the guy calling me again about the game. So that's about it, guys. Let me just kind of give you, I'm going to go with the Braves. I'm going to go with Ernie Clement. Give me a second. Hey, bro, don't hang up. Give me 1 second, okay? All right, hold on. So Ernie Clement from the Toronto Blue Jays to get a hit. Xavier Edwards from the Marlins to get a hit. Jung-Ho Lee, let me just confirm. Tatis, Lee, Edwards, yeah. So Jung-Ho Lee to get a hit from the Giants. Fernando Tatis from the Padres. Cody Bellinger from the Yankees. All right, guys, those are the 5 batters I'm going with. Plus, I'm giving you guys the Braves. These 5 are going to be thrown into the VIP just now. If you want access to all the VIP picks, like I said, I already have a bunch of other plays in there as well. The no-run first innings, I started doing no-run first innings under 1.5. So under no-run, under 1.5, the 1 hits, the under RBIs, the stolen bases. That's what I look at pretty much every day. So if you want access to all of that, 50% off Beast Week is the code. And also the link is in this description. Thank you guys so much, man. Let's have a great day.